Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 5 of Project Joy, which is kind of unbelievable. I can't believe we're already on episode 5, so that's exciting. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kory, and this series, Project Joy, is all about self-love and self-care. So today's episode, I originally had planned for it to be about fitness, just because I recently experienced a setback in my fitness journey, and I'm kind of getting back into the physical fitness groove this week. So I was going to talk about that, and then I had a bunch of stuff come up that kind of reset me and made me decide that I was going to do this post on body image instead. But it's going to be about how body image and fitness relate to one another. So there'll still be a little bit of fitness in here. But before we get started, I want to just say that I'm going to try out a different format this week. So today's video is going to be kind of like a story time introduction video to kind of talk about this topic and why it's been kind of heavy on my heart lately. And then later this week, I'm going to post another video that has more like challenge ideas in it, like things that you can do that relate back to this topic. So they're going to be things that I really want to try to implement in my daily routines in my life. So if you guys want to join in on that with me, you can. So that way I'm going to try to keep videos a little bit shorter. So this video will be kind of an intro and like talking about the topic, and then later this week there'll be a part 2 of this video. So episode 5 part 2, I guess. That's about like some techniques to use to kind of bring this into action in our lives. Because I kind of feel like so far the topics that I've been talking about have been really cool, but then I talk about them and then I look back at them a week later and I'm kind of like, well, I didn't really like do anything on that this week, so I kind of want to do more like action-inspired things. So today's video, to get started with story time, like I said, I wanted to post about fitness today and getting back on my fitness journey. And then I really have been feeling like anxious about getting back into fitness again. And basically I was reaching like a lot of my fitness goals. Like I was starting to get back on track when it came to reaching my running goals, and I was working out at least 5 times a week, so I was really proud of that. And then I got really sick. I got like a really bad summer cold, and so I basically was just, sorry, I'm trying to film outside in honor of Self-Care Sunday, and this crow is really like raining on my parade and just chilling up there yelling at me. So hopefully it's not too loud. But anyway, I was like feeling really happy about where my fitness was at, and then I got really sick, and then I basically just laid on the couch for like 2 weeks because I felt so gross. And so now trying to get back into like the fitness routine, first of all, it's hard to get used to getting up early in the mornings again, and then it's also really tough because I just feel like I took like 5 steps backwards in my fitness. It's like a Game of Thrones episode out here right now. The crows are going crazy. Anyway, and I have this big vacation that's coming up, which is really exciting, but I realize that I'm feeling a lot of anxiety about starting to do fitness stuff again because I feel like I'm not going to be able to reach any of the goals that I want to reach before leaving on vacation. And so I was feeling really anxious about like not feeling comfortable in my skin on vacation, and that was making me just kind of feel like, well, why even try? You know, like I don't want to try to do fitness stuff if I'm not going to be able to reach the point that I want to reach before I go on vacation. So I've been pretty lazy about getting back into it. And then I had this really big kind of slap in the face last night because I was scrolling through social media and I saw a few posts of my friends who are out at Oregon Country Fair. If anybody doesn't know what Oregon Country Fair is, it's basically like this huge festival that people come from all over for, and it's out in the trees in Oregon, and it's very like hippie fantastic. Like there's lots of like folk music and rock music, and there's all kinds of music, but it's especially folk and rock. And it's just this place of like peace and love, and like everybody's just there to have a good time, and everyone's really accepting. And so a piece of that is that a lot of people will wear like really cool outfits that maybe don't completely cover their bodies, or they wear body paint instead of wearing clothes. And some people just walk around naked. Some people are just there to like enjoy nature and just feel free out in the trees. And normally I'm all for that, but I had some friends who posted photos either of themselves or of their friends who they obviously had consent to be posting of, and like they were not fully clothed, and I had this moment where I was like so judgmental of that. I was like, oh my god, why would you post that? And then after that I was like, oh my god, why would I have that thought? Like, why am I feeling like that? Because normally I'm all about body positivity, and I'm all about the idea that modesty empowers some people, and then nudity inspires some people, and like whatever empowers you should be what you follow with your body because it's your body. So I was like, why did I just have all those judgmental feelings? And it literally kept me up last night trying to think about what my problem was. And then I finally realized that I think it's because I feel jealous of that kind of empowerment. Like, they obviously felt comfortable enough to share that state of being and that state of their bodies with the internet, and I'm really not in that place right now, and I don't feel that same level of comfort in my skin. Um, and that's hard for me to admit because normally I'm somebody that is a really big advocate of being confident and not adhering to like society's definition of what your body is supposed to look like and all of that. But yet I did still get caught up in this idea that because I'm going on this big vacation, I have to like look flawless in a bikini in 3 weeks. And what came from that was me projecting that onto my friends and like thinking negative things about them. Briefly, I got over it, but just having that moment was kind of like, ugh, I don't want to live my life that way. Like, I don't want to think that way about other people just because I don't feel comfortable with my body. So I started thinking through, like, really thinking about what it was that was bothering me. And the truth is that it really just comes down to that feeling that I have to, like, look perfect in time for vacation just because I feel like people always talk about how like vacation photos are forever, and like obviously when you go on summer vacations you're wearing things like bathing suits and sundresses and like all these outfits that like you want your body to look good in. And then I just realized that I was like, well, what's making me feel like my body doesn't look good in those things? Like, obviously I'm not where I want to be when it comes to my fitness. And then I was like, does my body look bad in a bathing suit or in a sundress? And if I was looking at myself from the outside, like if I was one of my friends looking at me in those outfits, would I think that I looked bad? And my answer was no, of course not, because I would never look at someone else and think, wow, they look really bad in a swimsuit, right? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, our bodies are our bodies, and just because you look different from somebody else in a bathing suit doesn't mean you look bad. It just means you look different in a bathing suit. And so I realized that I wasn't giving myself that same kindness that I expect myself to give to other people and that I would expect somebody else to give to me. So instead of shooting today's video being about fitness and goals and that kind of stuff, I decided to make it about body image and to just lay it out there that I've been really struggling with physical fitness's relationship to my body image lately. So what I'm going to do is this week, I do want to start getting back into physical fitness. I'm going to start getting up and doing workouts in the morning again, but I want to make sure that I'm also working in like body image and body positivity stuff. So I'm going to talk about that in part 2 later this week and talk about some ideas of things to do each day that are more centered around just being more body positive and more affirmative of like feeling beautiful in my own skin, in addition to being healthy and like doing these fitness workouts as well. Because the reality is that as much as like everybody wants to look good, I feel like, and feel confident, like a big part of fitness to me and why it's so important to me is because it does make you feel good in your skin, and it does give you that mind-body connection to be able to like check in with your body and like love the things that your body can do, whether you're going on a walk or whether you're being like a super crazy athlete. Like, I think no matter what, it's important to have that connection. So yeah, that's my little story time for this week and a little glimpse into what I'm struggling with. So tune in later this week for part 2. I'm going to shoot it probably today, actually, so I have it ready to go. And then if you are struggling with this, or if you just want to do more body positivity stuff and you want to jump in and join me, please feel free. as always, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below if you want to chat about this. And then also, somebody asked the other day if I do more like daily vlogging type stuff, and I do on my Instagram story. I feel like I will never have the commitment level to like shoot daily vlogs and post them on YouTube, just that seems really labor intensive to me. But I do really like using Instagram stories to just kind of do like daily check-ins, and like this week I've been talking a lot about how I'm trying to come off of caffeine, so I'm trying to quit drinking coffee and then eventually be off of caffeine altogether, and I've been sharing that story and my sometimes strong emotions about that on Instagram stories. So if you guys want to follow me there, I always love getting your messages and like seeing people's reactions to my goofy faces that I make in those vlogs. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. I will see you later this week.